Yo, it's your boy Rovon Hill, aka Black Irish, man, and I'm coming to you with another episode of Notre Dame football. And today, what we're going to be covering is how we got here. And how we got here is very simple. It's two words: Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman has came in and changed the program completely from top to bottom. He has upgraded the recruiting. He's upgraded the facilities. He's put more money into the NIL. He's made the program believe in him and back him. We got the world on notice now, and now everybody's jumping on the bandwagon. Everybody's like, "Oh, Marcus Freeman, oh Notre Dame. Maybe I'm a Notre Dame fan now." That's weird because just not. Here's the thing. People been talking all they trash about Notre Dame, was doing it the whole year, and when they finally won, people hated the fact that they had to finally actually watch Notre Dame football and actually see that they had talent on the field. And the reason that they didn't have talent on the field is because the uptick in recruiting over the last 3 to 4 years. As a matter of fact, it started once Marcus Freeman got here as the D coordinator in 2021 under Brian Kelly. And it's kind of funny now, as you can see how it played out. And for people that think that Notre Dame is the same old Notre Dame, obviously have not been paying attention, because for all these years they just assumed that, oh, Notre Dame is just same old Notre Dame. They get the same old slow, nerdy athletes, well, non-athletes that can just play football. But they haven't been paying attention that Notre Dame has been in the top 10 in recruiting the last 4 years since Marcus Freeman has gotten there. And although the rankings has said, I think it was 9, there was 10, I think it was 12, and the problem was they kept losing all the 5-star players to make it go into the top 5. But if you actually look at Notre Dame players, the fact that Notre Dame has to recruit a certain type of player, they have a small pool to begin with. So they get on their players so early before other schools start to get in there. And once they commit to Notre Dame, or Notre Dame has them, people stop looking at them. And they don't understand that Notre Dame has been getting 4-star and high 3-star players. And people will be thinking that they like in a top 500, top 300, when they actually top 200 and top 100 players. So people has been vastly overrated, especially at our cornerback spot, where Mike Mickens has proven that he can spot a NFL talent cornerback or coach you up to be a NFL cornerback. And good examples like that is Benjamin Morrison, Leonard Moore, and now next in the pipeline, Creed Thomas. They were not highly ranked in their classes, but as you can see, Benjamin Morrison is a first-round talent. And here's the thing. Just like Cam Hart last year, where I couldn't believe he dropped to the 5th round. See, that's what people didn't understand. Cam Hart was one of the best corners in the country last year. He had a better rating than, I think, Will Johnson and Kool-Aid and who else went in the first round. Here's the thing. You see that he started by the end of the year with the Chargers, and that he was one of the best rookie corners in the league. So I don't understand why people don't get that. Mike Mickens knows how, like, I don't know if people don't know that. Mike Mickens recruited Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant to Cincinnati. And you see that they both playing in the league, and they both good players. And now you see he got Cam Hart. Now we got Benjamin Morrison finna go to the league. Leonard Moore is going to be a first-team or second-team All-American because he was a freshman All-American last year. We got Christian Gray, who I don't think people slept on, because I think he was a top 20 corner, but he wasn't as highly regarded coming out as a lot of people, and he has turned into a legitimate starter. As you can see in the Penn State game when he locked it up with the game-winning interception, and also the 99-yard return against USC to seal that game. I think he's going to take a step up this year. And we are going to have one of the best secondaries in the land, like we did last year. And now, as you can see, with the run to the national championship game, that's water, not Thunderbird. Don't want. Ooh, I ain't had no good old moonshine in a minute. If anybody in the Chicagoland area know how to get their hands on some good old homemade bathtub moonshine, hit the thing. What was I talking about? Recruiting? Oh, the run to the national championship game has taken us from a point where the defensive line and also our receiving recruiting has been down, although we have made strides in that area. The fruits of the labor has paid off. Notre Dame is currently in line for a 5-star recruit, Rodney Dunham, out of North Carolina. I think he's like a top 10 player, number 7 overall, and I think like the number 2 rated defensive end in the country. And by all reports, he will be committing to Notre Dame. That's a direct correlation of making it to the national championship game. We all know that we needed an uptick in the defensive line recruiting because we have struck out on so many. We had Keon Keeley. He was committed for a year until he decommitted and went to Alabama. Keon, where are you? I don't see you on the field, big dog. Could have been in the national championship game. Even elite prospects like Drake, not Drake Bowen, what's the old boy name? The Bowen kid out of Oklahoma. We had him committed for a while, and then he left. We couldn't get old boy Scott from Illinois neither, and he went to Ohio State. Here's the point of the matter is we haven't been able to close on high-end 4-star or 5-star elite talent on the defensive line. And as we all know, that's what you need to win in college football or football, period. And when we went up against Georgia, here's the thing. People didn't give us credit for the talent that we lost all year. They was just going on what they saw. They kept trying to beat the whole narrative that we wasn't fast enough, we wasn't big enough, we didn't have the athletes. Not one time really mentioning how many people we lost during the season. Like Jordan Botelho, Boubacar Traore. We lost the defensive tackle Cross for a while. He was hurt the whole season. So he wasn't playing at the All-American level that he played at last year, which a lot of people had him projected going late 3rd, early 4th round. So he was hurt and banged up. And Riley Mills started to get banged up a little bit towards the end, and also he got hurt after the Indiana game. So what we have not been able to do is get the elite talent on the defensive line. But I think the run to the national championship game has changed all that, and hopefully going forward. Also, the running back recruiting has went up a tick ever since we had Dilly McCullough. And he has put the room at a top 5 running back room in the nation. Notre Dame has always had good running backs, but they never really had that, let's say, 1st round, 2nd round, maybe even 3rd round talent. The difference between Marcus Freeman and Brian Kelly is that Brian Kelly was recruiting 4th and 5th and 6th and undrafted talent. Marcus Freeman is recruiting 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round talent. So it's a big uptick in talent. As a matter of fact, you can see it in the numbers. Ever since Marcus Freeman got here, the class recruiting numbers has been constantly in the 90s, high, like 91 to 95, and it's only going up from here. As you can see, we're already getting off to a great start in 2026 recruiting. And the difference between the two coaches also is that Marcus Freeman, he already had the reputation of coming in here as a great recruiter. And what happened with Brian Kelly was he just kind of What he said he had to shop down a different aisle? No, he was just too lazy to get up off his ass and get out there. And he was on the golf course, and he wasn't a Notre Dame man. That's another thing. He didn't have the pride and the love for the university that you need to be able to recruit at a high level at Notre Dame, because you're not going to get the high 5-star, 4-star kids out the South. You're not going to be able to get all of them, but the ones that you could get, he wasn't even getting those. He was just going for, okay, well, you go to a Catholic school in the South, you can go to Notre Dame, you're a 3-star athlete. That's all I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to do. And Martin Freeman like, nah. Along with Chad Bolton, who left to go to USC, and a whole lot of other people. Marcus Freeman like, no, I'm going to get the best of the best. It's kids that can go to Notre Dame at public schools. Brian Kelly just didn't want to go there. I don't know if he didn't want to go to the hood. I don't know what it was. But he wasn't going to get the kids that could go to the Notre Dame from the public schools. You can't just get 3-star Catholic kids and think you're going to win at Notre Dame. Now, I'm not going to lie. He did win. But to win at a national championship level, you got to get everybody. You got to get the 4 and 5 stars that can go to Notre Dame, that didn't know they can go to Notre Dame. That's the thing. Some kids don't know that they can go to Notre Dame. You go to a public school in the inner city, you don't probably not even thinking, and especially if you're in the South, you're not thinking about going to Notre Dame. You don't even know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So Marcus Freeman was like, no, we're going to get on these kids from everywhere, the 4 and 5 stars, and let them know you are a Notre Dame kid. They present that 40 for 40 thing. No, 4 for 40. Which basically is like, yo, you come to Notre Dame for 4 years, you good for the next 40. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. And the outside, DePaul hit me up. They want me to come back to a game. Well, first off, we need cheerleaders at DePaul, all of them. So text me to DePaul when y'all get the cheerleaders in line. The outside, even some Notre Dame fans still haven't picked up on the fact that the uptick in recruiting is at a whole different level than it was under the Brian Kelly era. And now the outside world has to look in, because once you make a run like that, they got to look into your team, even though they still was doing so much lazy journalism. Some of the people shouldn't even call themselves journalism, the way they just put together the narrative and stuck to the narrative they've been sticking to for almost 15, 20 years over Notre Dame. Like, oh, Notre Dame. They can't compete with the SEC teams. Now we went out there and whooped Georgia, and everybody was like, oh, well, Georgia having a down year. Well, I mean, we having a down year. We hurt too. Georgia wasn't even hurt. Besides their quarterback, but he wasn't that good either. If he would have played the game still would have went the same way. He wasn't the game-changing quarterback that everybody thought he was. He was overrated. He was throwing picks all year. So you think he would have came out there and carved Notre Dame up? That wouldn't have happened. But everybody wanted to make an excuse about that. Everybody thought Penn State had more talent than us. They did not. Like, people are finally starting to realize that not only is Notre Dame good with their first 22, we have depth. We have depth now, and that's the difference in recruiting between Marcus Freeman and Brian Kelly, where now you can replace a Boubacar Traore or a Jordan Patello with a Bryce Young, a 5-star recruit who's going to be probably the first round defensive end from Notre Dame in a long time. I can't even remember the last time we had one. Was Stephon Tuitt? I think he might have been a 2nd-round pick. I don't even remember the last time Foskey, no, what he went, 4th round? Yeah. So, Bryce Young, son of former Notre Dame great Bryant Young, Hall of Famer, I'm waiting for him to break out. And I'm thinking you compare Bryce Young with Chris Burgess, and if they get the kid Dunham, what is it, Dunham? Can you imagine that? I'm already looking to the 2017 as being one of the most dominant teams of all time. Because you're going to have a junior Bryce Young, a junior C.J. Carr. You're going to have and hopefully it's going to be a 2nd year And then you're going to have the whole 2024 recruiting class as juniors. And mixed in with the new incoming class, y'all thought this run was just the beginning. This run was pieced together with a whole lot of bandages. The team is only getting better. The talent is only getting more elite. We are the new Bama. We the new Georgia, and it's Notre Dame, and they hate it. They hate it because they don't want to talk about Notre Dame. They hated the fact that they had to talk about Notre Dame in a positive light last year. And it was hilarious. And Stephen A. and Cam Newton were saying all that, and Brian Clark shut them down and shut them up and made them look foolish on national TV. And I don't understand why Notre Dame is still relevant. Because first off, it's Notre Dame. That's, hello. We basically invented modern football, dude. You can't have football without Notre Dame. And when Notre Dame is good, regardless of what y'all think about it, it's great for the sport. And they still mad that we ain't in no conference. Why would we join a conference when we have enough money to sustain ourselves? We had our own network for years. Y'all just started doing this. Catch up. And now, catch up. And now, you're going to have to deal with us. And now you're going to have to talk about us. And now everybody's like, oh yeah, Marcus Freeman, I might have to start liking us. No, you ain't got to like us. You ain't got to start liking us now. You ain't got to start now. Don't jump on the bandwagon now and be like, oh, Marcus Freeman. Yeah. He walking in now. And you know what's swinging. You know what he leading with. And here's another thing that you can tell how and why. Look at all the former NFL sons that are on the Notre Dame roster or are being recruited by Notre Dame that's on the team. Kennedy Urlacher, son of Brian Urlacher. Elijah Burris. Ooh, Taco Bell hit me up. What they got? $1 nacho fries on Friday. Elijah Burris, son of Plaxico Burris. We got who else? Oh, Bryce Young, son of Bryant Young. We had what's the Pittsburgh Steelers? Ike Taylor's son, but he decommitted, went to Michigan. But we had him though. We also had Jordan Clark on the team last year, son of Ryan Clark. I said Urlacher. I'm probably missing somebody. We got the Flanagan kid coming in. Well, he came. Oh, we got the James Flanagan coming in this year, son of Jim Flanagan, former Notre Dame great. We got Thomas Davis Jr. coming in, son of Thomas Davis. All that means something. If y'all not paying attention, when you have that many kids of former NFL players coming to one place to play football under one person, what you think it is? That means they believe that this place is a great place to get their son to the NFL and beyond that, which is the great pitch of great Notre Dame. It's 4 for 40, baby. You come here for 4 years, you straight for the next 40. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to come back and talk about more recruiting because the recruiting trail is heating up. The transfer portal is heating up. And now, after the run to the title game, more people are going to want to come to Notre Dame to try to get that national championship because everybody saw. And when you come to Notre Dame, it's Tupac, baby. All eyes on me. It's all eyes on you. Everybody looking at you. You're a national brand. You are the national brand of NCAA football. I can't wait to see what we look like on the game next year. Ooh, I'm finna get on live. Like I said, I don't even know what my name is. I'm gonna have to hit up tech support to figure out what my name is online. But when I figure it out, if anybody want to rumble in the jungle on NCAA 26 or 25, holla at your guala, Tomb Raider.